No sword in my hands, just a will that won't break. I've seen modest terror tremble, felt every quake. Sam carried Frodo when he couldn't go on. Now I carry that heart even when hope is gone. Then came Gandalf's staff, lit the sky. Even the darkest times still let light fly. From Isengard fall to Helm's Deep's last stand. I rise with the brave, not just sword in hand. Don't fight for crowns, I don't kneel to fate. I stand like Eo and I won't hesitate. Aragorn's cry, Theoden's charge in the fray. I'm the flame in the dusk of the break of day. I don't fight for crowns, I don't kneel to fate. I stand like Eo and I won't hesitate. Aragorn's cry, Theoden's charge in the fray. I'm the flame in the dusk, the break of day. Fellow of the rings, I give it all. From Moria's dark to Mount Doomfall. Fellow, beyond the pain, we fight till it's over, we rise again. From ashes we rise, we answer the call. We stand for the light, we are one for all. Born with the fire like smog in the air, but I learned from Boromir, beware despair. Power corrupts, the ring's heavy price. Gollum fell chasing it twice. I saw Denethor fall, blinded by fear, while Faramir stood, silent but clear. Galadriel's grace, but a fire inside. She passed on the test, while others just lied. I'm not just a fighter, I'm light through the shade. Like Legolas swift, and Gimli unafraid. From Rivendell's peace to the Black Gate's cry, I rise like the eagles, I will not die. Fellow, we give it all. From the Shire to Shadow, we heed the call. Fellow, beyond the flame, with hearts unbroken, we rise again. Through trolls and breaks, we rise through the fall. We stand for the weak, we are one for all. Fellow, through fire and stone, from ants that march to thrones overthrown. Fellow, no fear remains, even Sauron's shadow breaks at our name. We carry the ring, we answer the call. We stand as the light, we are one for all. I am here with the fellow of the rings.
What's going on, boys and girls? Happy Sunday to y'all. How is everybody doing? It's been quite some time, hasn't it? What's up, Nick? My boy Nick. What's up, Isaac? My man. Got Moscow in the house. EPNS. We got who else? Salt. What's up, Salt? Marco, we got Moon, Ryoman, Sebastian. How is everybody doing? Let me know if the mic is too loud. The whole setup is new, guys. Of course, you can't see it in the background because I use a green screen. What's up, Help? How you doing? What's up, Evolution? Isaac. Can I be honest? Hey, shout out to Isaac right here. I just got a notification from he does super chats via PayPal. Can I be honest with you, Isaac? As soon as I saw, I gotta take a moment here. As soon as I saw you in the chat, I was thinking, you know what? Let me get, my phone is all the way over here in my other desk. And I was like, let me get my phone because I think Isaac is gonna surprise me with something. You're freaking amazing, man. I appreciate it. I'll explain to you, what's been going on the last few weeks, but I'm glad to be back. You guys can see the beard is still growing. I've been considering. I appreciate it, Isaac. I appreciate it, my man. So where do we start? Let me load up LD Player. I haven't been playing because I have no. What's up, Maddox? I apologize, man. Look, it's been a rough couple weeks. I'm loading up LD Play. It might actually ask me to. Let me remove this from the screen for now, because it might ask me to update the game. I haven't been playing the game on the computer because I haven't had internet for almost 2 weeks. Nah, brother, I got you, man. Look, it helps me. All the little bits, all the messages and stuff from you guys helps a ton. All right. So let's see, where do we start? Moved houses and planned the whole internet change. So, kind of ideally would have been flawless. The issue was that when I moved into this house, a couple of days, about a week, I was still in the old house until the last like 2-3 days when I couldn't stream because I didn't have internet in the new house at all. And Monday comes along when it's supposed to get activated, which is this past Monday. I plug in the Ethernet cable on, in the little socket, and nothing happens. I call them. They say that's actually not the right one. That's the wrong one. And so I was like, okay, what's happened? Somebody took the new box. It's fiber in this house. So whoever lived here before removed the little, what they call an ONT box. And they removed it for some reason, and they took it with them. So then I had to wait another 2-3 days in order for them to come out and then install that. And so basically my kids used my internet to watch TV the last couple of days before the internet was here. So it was a bit of a chaos, and I kept playing over the phone, but it wasn't enough to stream in the house. I don't know when was the last time you guys moved houses, but holy dude, stop pinging. That's enough. Jeez, the emulator keeps like refreshing, pinging the whole over and over and over again. And so I've been playing over the phone. And if you guys moved houses before, you know that it's just a mess. Everything is everywhere. So finally, the bedroom / office is 80% done, I'd say, with enough space at least to set up the tables here for the stream. And that's where we're at. I tried to stream, trying to get things ready to stream on Friday. Couldn't get everything set up on Friday. Tried the same thing on Saturday, and I couldn't. So you know what? I gotta do a Sunday. Although it's a day of rest, and I was like, no, I'm gonna have to do it because I just gotta, man. I've been telling Maddox and Eduardo here in the chat and over DMs and in Discord, just hey, I'm gonna do it today. It's today. Today is the day, and I'm like, bro, I hate saying say I'm gonna do something and then not do it. So I apologize for the 2-day delay, but we're here, boys and girls. And everything's not even fully fixed yet because, as you can see, my mic is on this side now. It used to be on the left. But then when I look at my second screen, it looks like I'm looking outside of the screen, which I want to flip it over on the other side so it looks a little bit better. So there's still a lot of work to be done to get everything set up and 100%, but it's enough to stream. Now we got a lot of people in the chat tonight. What's up, Peter? What's up, Javier? So Javier just asked this in chat. Why are you bullying DK? Fenny, what's up, Alex? Atzel. Today's Tuesday, right? It couldn't be somebody's Tuesday. Let's see who else we got. What's up, Grimwald? What's up, Nazgo? How you doing, man? How is your season going? Now, the game is loading up. Let's see, is it ready? Okay, I think we're ready to go. Yes, we're ready to go. YUDZ season loading up. I tried Atso, but internet wasn't back until Friday evening, this a couple days ago. What's up, Anatar? So because of that, there was no way for me to stream. But we're back, got full internet again. Now I have both my computer desks set next to each other. In the other office, I couldn't. So I think things are gonna get brighter. Season's going fun so far. Lots of PvP and slow moving fronts. That's interesting. Is it enough though to keep you guys active? How many big teams are there in Asgo, like, you know, actively playing? What's up, Johnny's? How you doing? Gotta get used to this weird, funky setup that I have right here. I see. Look, you guys can see the back of my room if I move my camera a little bit too much. There you go. I'm good, man. Look, it's bright outside. It's a good day. It's warm. What's up, Robs? It's good on his side, not yours, Robs. All right, guys. Where do we start? I saw the 106. Yes, I did see that pin. I really wanted to stream that at the end of the season there, but I couldn't. You know, no internet, man. Can you call me Jacko? Of course I'll call you Jacko, man. You gotta go to your YouTube account to change. Can I go all the way over here? Is that enough? If I move Elwin this way, yeah, she can go over here. All right, but I'm not sure I want to. Do I want to? Let's go over here, right by our good friends here. Yeah, that works. No, it's not this one. It's these guys. Not these guys. What just happened? I sent. Wait. I sent somebody to take a tile. Oh, I sent somebody to March. Where did I send? It's not the. Oh, it was. I sent Ellen by accident. Jeez, that wasn't the idea. Let's see if she can take this tile. I'm not sure she will be able to. Grimold, sadly haven't come across you on the battlefield, fellow. Fought SPC Moon a couple of times. Look, I'm not gonna get into internal conversation about the season. I'm privileged that I've been trusted to be part of the leadership team in YUDZ. And I mean, usually I've personally led a couple of teams before, and it's just too much time. Look, if I did being honest with you guys, if I didn't have to work, right, outside of my house, I'd be leading a team. If I could live, off Rise to War or YouTube and pay all my bills, I lead a team. I actually would want to do that. But I don't have time. I can't. And so, I tried that in the past. It's too much time. And, if I want to do YouTube and I want to do other things related to the game, I just can't be involved in being the main leader in the team. So I'm grateful to you for having trusted me to be part of the leadership squad. And so because of that, I get access to all conversations, all embassies. But just like I was talking to a DK player yesterday over Discord, it's probably the first time I've ever spoken to somebody in DK. And I said, look, I was asking him a couple questions in DM just so I could understand a couple of things, his point of view. And I just don't share. I don't share information that I get from anybody if it's sent via DM. I like people trusting me, and because of that, that's how it works. That's how it goes. All right, cool. I'm gonna build something here. Need a fort. 2.5 hours. So I'll give you guys. I'll show what the map is looking like. I'll show what I've been seeing, and you guys can make your conclusions. This is why I don't want to bring in personal comments in regards to why are people doing this, why are we doing that, and I'll tell you from what I know in relations to the other teams. Is that cool? All right. I think that's pretty good, right? Make everybody happy. Let's see. Y'all, I love this emoji here. Not that. Yeah, that one. I think that's that one. I don't even know which one I like anymore. Let's look at the map really quick. Gonna be honest with you guys. I'll give you my final breakdown on my opinion, my personal opinion of the season at the very end. Right? So, you got the YUDZ Kingdom at the very top here. Okay. Red. Crazy funky red here. I actually, color-wise, I love this blue. This royal blue to me probably looks one of the coolest kingdom colors I've seen to date. This green is fine, I guess. Purple, the reddish, but the blue, I don't know, just stands out, Oh, Oh, sorry, guys. I appreciate it. Forgot about that. Let's bring that up. Jeez. That's how I use them to streaming, guys. 2 weeks was enough to take me back to the Stone Ages. All right, here we go, guys. You guys can see it now, right? Give me a thumbs up here, guys. Give me a thumbs up. You guys can see the shenanigans. All right, here we go. Sweeto. All right. Blue is DK. They started in the southern region here in the Mortar area. You got, so it's DK and Yeti here. Okay, let's look here. I think it might be easier to show it from this perspective. Okay, so you got YUDZ and Troy allied. Okay, so 1st and 5th place. What's up, Queen Cleona? Gotta say thank you to this lady. She's extremely helpful, keeping everything in order. We got King and the Banished. They are in the same team together, same king, the Purple Kingdom. You got DK and Yeti, 3rd and 6th together. And you have Skull and Asgardian together in a kingdom. All right. These are the main 4 teams. I mean, you can look at a couple of the other ones that are not part of the kingdom. You're welcome, Cleona. We got to say thank you to you, actually. So you got this team called Hunt. And you got this team called Gaud and TWOA and SPRT and some smaller teams over here. Okay? But the main 4, to keep things simple, it's these 4 kingdoms here. YUDZ started in this region. We've now, taken Barad-dûr from DK, and then we're moving up towards this pass right now. That's where we are. You got DK in the south. They started in this region. They started moving northwest towards the central area. And now they started fighting. I mean, not started. It's been a while now, right? You got them fighting over here versus the Purple Kingdom. And YUDZ is trying to get into some fights. Okay, and then you got King and Banished in the Purple Kingdom basically clashing down here. And then you have Skull and Asgardian in this region here. They took this from... Okay, actually, they didn't take from anybody. They just took the capital for themselves. Okay, they're all the way... Wow, they're all the way down here already. Map-wise, that's where we're at. As you guys can see, you got... This is how the fellowships are... Affluence level, got YUDZ at the very top, King in 2nd, DK in 3rd, Banish, Troy, and Yeti. Okay. What's up? PAPI Wrath. Kind of just feels weird saying that name out loud. All right, guys, we got 51 people watching the live. I'm actually surprised how many of you guys are showing up today after a couple of weeks. May I ask you guys a favor? Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe. All right, we are... What's the count right now? We got 21 likes, guys. Come on. I truly believe we can do a little bit better than that, can't we? We passed 5,500, actually. We're 5,550 people that just love Rise to War. How you doing, Precious? How does this account look? This account is actually really strong. This is my OG account. Up until Saruman came out, this account still does extremely fine. But I used to run 2 setups, right? My main team usually used to be Falcon, a big Falcon believer. Got really lucky with the Relic, all command. And, Falcon, Gandalf the White, Bjorn, and Dane. That team used to just wreck. And I played around with other things, like Gimli and King of Man and Gil. But I mean, there's a lot of things that this account can do. But then Saruman kind of hurt Falcon quite a bit. So you want to play him with evasion, things like that. But then evasion has to come from Undying because evasion from Gil and Falcon won't work. Got to run elves and dwarves, and that doesn't work. But still, this is a really strong account. Right now, I was maining these 4, still my main commanders here. And but starting, since the season has kind of been a little bit calm, too calm for my liking. And so because of that, we're changing things up. I'm playing this whole all dwarf team right now. Okay. Just for fun. And then the other team's kind of normal. Yeah, I mean, look, to be honest with you, there is nothing to do right now. Okay. Let me show you guys merit wise. I mean, if you guys remember the first few days, I was top 1, 2. I mean, I was top 3 in affluence for the first whole week. Now, I was fighting then. I was fighting for that top spot, to farm, keeping all the rules that our team has, things like that. But still, it's like I want to show up and do my part this season. But after things started to die down, I'm like, there's no really right now at least reason to go after a bunch of tiles. So I'm kind of where I was previously, and you can see if you look at merit, you're gonna see that most of the people at the top right now are not part of the YUDZ team. Okay, got a lot of people from DK. Look at that, a lot of people from DK, and that's because we're not really fighting much right now. Not really fighting. As you can see, we're starting, we're basically having to chase. What's up, Simon? We're basically having to chase DK. I don't know where Yeti is right now. So I don't know if Yeti's going to stay in this area to fight. They are here right now from what it seems. Yeti's at the bottom here. What's up, Shane? Okay. But then, this is people having to, unaffiliated for the win right here. Yeah, I mean, we're not, that's from my understanding, we're not really fighting. So you can look at the numbers here. You're right, Eduardo. Look at that, 155,000. This is second week of the server. Fighting, supposed to be a very active season. And those are the only pins that we have. The majority of the pins that we have are unaffiliated. Look at that. At least on our side. And then you got Skull here fighting, having some good pins. Look at that. They have more fights than we do. Look at that. 3 million over here, and we got nothing. And you got King and Banish fighting DK. They have some pins over here. We don't. So look at that, 12 million in this region. This season, Shane, to be honest, is very, very boring. There's not another way to put it. There's not really another way to put it besides being just boring. It's just boring. Now, maybe this is good. We're getting kind of into the, what's up, Ras? Kind of getting into the summertime, so maybe it's a good thing that the season is very slow. But it's a big leg down, to be honest. We could have waited, and that evolution. That is a very good point. And let me bring you why I'm okay with the decision not to wait, because as soon as YUDZ got locked into this server, I think 2 or 3 teams signalized that they were going to participate in the mega server because YUDZ couldn't be part of it. And so would these teams have said yes to playing in the mega server if YUDZ participated as well? I don't know. I actually don't know. But I know it's not a coincidence because somebody from the mega server said, yeah, you're right. It's not a coincidence that as soon as YUDZ got locked into the server, they said yes, they're going to participate. They actually were waiting for something like that to happen. So it is what it is. Hopefully this mega server is a big win, and then the teams that participate are like, hey, let's have YUDZ participate because it was a great server, and we know that even having a team as big as YUDZ participate is just going to make the server just that much better. So in terms of being, like you said, Shane, because it's summertime, having more of a chill season is okay. But it is. This is one of those types of seasons that doesn't really make. They. It's not my type of season. Let's just put it this way. And let's see how I want to put this. Okay, I think kind of being top level, there's too much beef. So let me put it this way. There's too much beef among teams that fought DK before or played with them before to make this season like a fun one for everybody. That's where I'll end my comment. There's teams here, and I don't remember exactly which ones were, that have played against DK in the past. And so there is some kind of, from my understanding, some kind of beef. I've never faced DK before. YUDZ has never fought DK before, from my understanding. I'm pretty sure that's right. And so we don't have a personal opinion about DK. But there are teams here that have played or fought them in the past. And so this kind of, makes so they kind of want to fight DK at all costs. And it's made it very hard to make a server where everybody can just maybe all have fun together. It's rough. It's rough, to be honest. Okay. But I know for sure people have been trying. People have been trying to, smooth things out, but I just don't know exactly, because I don't want to share diplomatic conversations in public, because I have access to them, and I don't want to create this place where, like, oh, so you're using your YouTube channel to bad talk people. I don't want to do that. You guys know that the idea for both the Discord server and the YouTube is to create a place where people can just come and join, have fun, talk. If they don't like the way that a team is fighting, they can still come and have a conversation, because we're not trying to expose and bring in diplomatic conversations between leaders into a YouTube channel. Okay. Unless it's the end of the season. Remember, we're gonna allow DK if they want to be part of it. If DK at the end of the season wants to be part of the end of the season show, and that's the time. Honestly, that is the time to talk about those things. It's opening for all the leaders that participated to say what they want to say. Remember, we had guys from Fire and Neon come in and saying things that maybe some of the things I didn't like. Maybe I didn't agree, but there's still things I didn't like to hear. And we gave the platform to them to say whatever they felt they needed to say. And it's cool. At least it gets your feeling, your whatever frustration or anger or view of somebody else. It lets you expose it to them, and they can say, "Oh, I apologize for that," or we might be seeing it that way, but that wasn't why we were doing it. And you can believe it or not, right? It's like politics. You can believe it or not what they're saying, but it's kind of like a debate, like a presentation debate. We're giving people the chance to say what they want to say. And right now, in this live, it's not the time for me to say, these guys should have been. It's even in the end of the season, I don't. Being part of YUDZ, I don't take that stance of, I got to debate for my team. No. Turgon, Francis, whoever is in leadership and part of the stream will debate for YUDZ. I'm just here asking questions to clear things up. So I think it was a success at the end of last season, and we're gonna do it again. And hopefully DK comes around and say, look, this is our perception of what you guys the way you guys played, and I don't think that was cool. And then YUDZ can say, yeah, but we weren't trying to do this. Our thought process was this, and this, and this. So what's up, my boy Cliche? I don't know when's the last time I saw you in chat here, man. You're freaking amazing. And by the way, I don't know if I should tell you guys now. Many people don't know this, but I don't know if I want to share. There is. Let's do it. You know what? In about 20 minutes, you guys are still here. I'll share you guys some big news here for the community, and yeah, if you guys are here still, I'm not gonna share right now. Mega servers can be fun, but sometimes they get bogged down in who is fighting who. We'll see, Clishan. We'll see. That is my worry. So, I mean, I guess Clishan kind of ruined the fun in a way. The RP leaders have been able to come into an agreement. I'll tell you guys now. Just kidding, man. Just kidding. I saw your comment before, but I guess I'll tell you guys now. RP leadership has been able to come together and set up a huge RP mega server. Yay! I still need to. I bought this off like years ago, a couple years ago. The Stream Deck, or can I see it right here? And I haven't used it. It might go for this season was to, or this weekend. I was like, I'm gonna set this up for like with cool stuff to use during the streams, and I still haven't. So hopefully this week, I can have some drum rolls and some celebration noises come up, like applause exactly. So yes, it's gonna be good. It's a big list of teams. So I'll it's not the same as the way that they're doing. It's not exactly the same as the NRP teams where they randomize stuff. They're kind of like doing it their own way, but as long as it's happening, I'm happy. So I think it's gonna be a packed fun server for RP, and I'm gonna be able to cover it as well. So I'm excited. I'm gonna cover that server as well too. Cleona, I appreciate it. I did look at a couple of them, so it's yeah, we'll keep the comments to that. You know, we're gonna allow team leaders to come around later and say their dues. Oh, I can get some more tiles though. I don't need to starve this much. All right, any free tiles in this region? I had to uproot a player twice or three times, you know, from the Asgard team, because the guy just kept taking my tiles, man. I thought we had a mutual understanding. And I really don't like doing it, but the guy just, you know, wouldn't let go, man. And so I had to do it. You know, you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. We'll play it like that. I do need more tiles though. Can I get some more? Let's see here. Any 8s left? Oh, I can take this one. It's definitely gonna take me forever. Who cares? I'll come in a hurry anyways. So like the season is so crazy that I can't take an hour to take a tile all the way in the boonies. I quit this game for 10 seasons because people are so toxic. People can be toxic, honestly. That is true. One thing that I've done this season though is just I'm just like, I don't even come to this. It's probably one of the, I mean, I wish I didn't need to do that, but it's been very good for my patience. I haven't been angry or, you know, a fellow don't show this in APG. Oh, no way. No, wait. Are you telling me that this little symbol here is not PG? No way. Hopefully it is. Jeez, I don't want to be. All right, cool. I mean, I will not show. It will not show. I'll read these things later, you know. World chat is gonna be world chat. You guys know how it is. Let's see. Got a lot of y'all. What's up, that guy Fly? I mean, you keep changing your name, man. It's gonna be so hard for me to know who is who. I'm tagging along to provide updates in fellow server. Get there if you're not. Yes, yes. It's gonna be RPC. The mega server is gonna be good. I'm tempted. Jeez. Ugh. But world chat is a problem for sure. YKW. Appreciate it, brother. Yes, we are back. How long does it take to unlock 4 commanders with the new ring format? Like an hour? It takes like an hour to unlock the 4 commanders now. Because you do it through... let's go back here. Let's go back to the buildings. Oh, I can build some more. You unlock it through the barracks at level... Can't remember anymore. I don't know if it's level 8 or level 10. What's up, my boy Wyman? Boa noite. Boa noite, meu querido. 11, there you go. It's level 11 of the barracks, and you get your 4th command. It's actually really, really quick. Do I have some DK reports? I can probably get some. Give me a second. Let me put this to build. Let's waste, let's use the resources since we got them. Let's look for some reports here. Exactly, Eduardo. Yeah, I gotta stay away from world chat. All right, so I had to hit this guy, I guess. Oh no, he came. See, look at that. These guys coming after me. Why? Like, why? Why are you coming? Why fight? My merit is so low this this season. Oh, it's sad. And I had a goal to be higher. Not sure. Probably not gonna get it. We keep, barely any fights. Barely any fights. It's a mobile game. World chat is full of kids with mom visa. I honestly, although I get your point, Simon, I think at least this game here, the people spending are not kids. Yeah, not this type of game. So not mine. Let's see here. A Kingdom, actually, not mine. Oh, he freaking... Oh, wow. He took out he is reinforcement sniping. What? We got Forever Land with a R5 Gandalf the White, R7 Dane, R10 Gimli Ascended, and an Ascended R10 Gandalf the Gray. It's an interesting setup. 2 Gandalfs. It's been a while since I've seen something like that. Can we see? Just do PvP here. There we go. That should be good. Okay, so we got this guy here running foul on me. Never mind. Let's see if we can find some actual PvP. So let's see. Look at this guy. Sauron, R9. Using damage. He's using damage and barely any defense, huh? That's a strange setup. R7 Dane, R13 Gandalf the White, and a R10 Saruman. All right. Still as bad as you remember. So this is the thing. You guys see me, showing how excited I was when I first heard we're gonna play versus DK, and before that, I mean, I've been hearing about DK's activity resilience for ages now. Everybody's like, man, their activity is so good. Nobody can beat them because of their activity. They non-stop. They no life this game. And I've heard this for multiple seasons. And I mean, I'm honestly waiting to see like the activity level that I've been promised for seasons now. So 50% of DK is not DK anymore. So they moved on. Is that what you're saying, Moscow? They moved on to a different team. I mean, this is a pretty good end boss. R13 Bjorn. Okay, so that sucks. Used to be 106 to 180 players. That sucks then. If we're not really fighting the actual, like, no, the OG DK, then that is very, very, very sad. I mean, it would explain it, but where, like, do you guys know where these players that dropped off went? So Carson, when I was at DK, we had 200 players. I mean, so is Yeti a new ally that DK has now? So okay, so Yeti is a newer ally. 2 seasons, okay. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what to say. As you can see, we're barely like the names you guys are seeing here are repeated. You know, because most people are fighting West, so like the very few that I still hear fighting are the same ones over and over and over again. Bible Black, that's an interesting name. Yeah, so honestly, not that much to show, guys. Sorry. It's rough. It's been a rough season. An extremely rough one. You're welcome, Addicts. But the mega servers are about less than 2 weeks away, guys. That is gonna be a good one. Oh, or so I hope. Oh, guys, please don't make this a letdown. Let's make it amazing. Yet is a separate fellowship that joined DK for the last season and this season. All right, sounds good. I guess, you know, I'll give the floor to the youth leaders at the end of the season to explain their view on some things, and maybe that will make sense to you guys. Let me put the chat bigger over here. What account are you playing with? Fellow, in the mega server? That shall I show you guys? Look, let me summarize it again to you guys. Oh. One of the screens shut off. Give me a moment. I think I kicked the cord. And we are back. Sorry, my computer on the screens just kind of went off. Alright, so let me show you guys what I'll be running. What's up, Grumpy Bear? I appreciate the subscription, my man or girl. Jeez. Hey, put up the camera really quick. Let's bring up the account we're going to be running in the mega server. Where is it? Let's close it down for a second. Can make the switch. We gotta get the password. Don't worry, guys. I'm still here. I'm still here. Just getting the account. It's loading up. Here we go. Quite excited for this mega server. So many good teams playing. I hope that the idea, the concept is going to be confirmed. You know, we've been talking about it, saying bringing a bunch of teams together is going to be great, and I hope it is. That's a good question, Shane. I don't know. I've been logging in every day to get the free stuff, but I don't know. It's a good question. I don't even know which chest it is. I gotta ask. Was it Robs? Was it you, Robs, that said there's a really good chest for S1? I need you to tell me which one it is. I'm on world chat to tell the elves they suck. It's my duty. Why, man? Oh, apologize, guys. I think I know who this RJ is. He used to play. I think I played against him in his S3 here, S3, S4. He was Rohan, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, they give a lot of gems in S1. Although 2 of my accounts that I started in S1 have 2 different amounts. Oh, sorry, Rob. I can't remember who it was now. RJ, yes, but I think he used to play with a team that I faced many seasons ago. Unless the account is but I'm pretty sure this is the same RJ. You got Sam. You got Dane's invitation for as a free to play. Lucky. Look at this. Whew. If you have this is that is so good right there. 24 attack. Whew. Like 115 without any equipment. That's a nasty Gimli. Wow. I still use my Dane. Whew. You nasty, Shane. Jeez. Wait, Evolution. I'm hyping you up here, man. Give me a sec. Oh, we got Tack over here. What's up, Tack? Who else? I like seeing commanders from this place. Ooh, look at this. Oh, got Senko here. Look at that. Jeez. Well, I mean, it has to be your main, man, with the freaking Z6 stain. If that wasn't your main, I'm like, what are you running then? All right, so this is the account that I'm running this next season. I got a few ideas for builds. I started some of them thanks to my boy Kyle. But Kyle, this season, man, we're gonna be fighting against each other. I am and am not excited for that at the same time. Okay, so I might try Bard this season. I mean, got 24 attack on him as well. Maybe I would have won its immune attack instead, but at least commander attack is good. Not too sure exactly on what I'm gonna run, but in a few hours or a couple of days, I think, in a couple of days, 2 days to be precise, I'll be taking Shadow to the max that I want him, which is Z4. I need to be in season to get his relic before, anyways. But already 190 attack with using 2 defensive gear sets is crazy. And I mean, I'm gonna be like at 250, 240 without the relic, and 2 points still in Black Numenorian. So, and I need one more little voucher, just one voucher, and he's Z4, and then he gets, you know, one more skill point, and that locks. You gotta have sets of 3. So right now, right, I did 2 points into Power of Bloodline, which in the next Z level that I get to put 3 points into Black Numenorian. And I'm going to play around this season a little bit with 3 different ideas what I do. Either putting more points into this, a little less points into this, trying a little bit of Power of Bloodline. Maybe yes, maybe no, not sure yet. Are there any non-Zenith commanders in that account? There's a lot. I mean, all of them are at least R10, besides a few mythics. You got these right here. So these 8 are not R10. Does Saruman cap at a certain focus? What's his sweet spot? So no commander really cap. Hey buddy, what's up? You sleep here? Yeah, over there. The little little one running. It's not that commanders they cap, but the trade-offs it reaches a certain point that you're better off doing something else than going full focus. So let me give you an example. If I put this on Saruman, if I put the full focus gear that I have, I've usually run on Gandalf the White, right? Which is basically this. Let me just show you guys what I mean. So, okay. I can run something like this. Let's give him this. 308 of focus. I got a little bit of focus there, unit defense here, and some HP. No commander. What's the other one? No unit attack, which is good. I want him to survive. In this case, 308. How much damage is that gonna do? It might give me a few hundred, a couple thousand more. But in this case, I'm way less. Like my survivability has dipped quite a lot because my command is a lot lower. So if I switch from this to this, okay, let's pretend this is an agility one, right? Now I've gone from 308 to 278, but then I gained 100 of command, which gives me more survivability, right? Maybe losing a little bit of focus, but gaining more agility, initiative, and command, and a little bit more of unit defense, maybe it's a better case. You know, the way I like to play, if you know, in my opinion, would be to run some defensive stuff. Let's give him this for example. This is focus. Just for the sake of brevity, I prefer much more to be in a position like this, okay, where I'm you know still up way above 200, but now I'm giving myself a little bit of defense, okay, so and some command. The trade-off is it's just fine. Now I don't think I have run Saruman with the full focus. I kind of forget. I just want to nuke whatever's in my way. I'll give that a go, and I'll show you guys some reports. But the same principle with physical damage dealers. You want a little bit of survivability, and you know enough focus and damage to do good, to do some good damage, right? I got some focus on the relic. I got 2 rolls on the relic for focus, 1 for unit defense. So just this alone, you know, this setup here gives my Guardian. Guardians they have 55 of defense. That gives me another 12. Let's do some math here. So you get 55 plus 12 plus, isn't it? It's 15 and then 48. I get 130 defense just from this setup right here. 130 defense on a melee. That's really, really good. And now, the question now is, though, something to think about with the meta shifting, okay? Not because it wasn't useful before, but now with the meta having so many Sarumans running around. And some people still run Scalehelm, and she is an elemental damage dealer. Or if somebody is running Sestaro, for example, these 3 are the main ones I'd say for elemental. Is it worth it going 130 defense? It's something for you to analyze. I'd say still yes, because a lot of people are still. If you NRP, by the way, if you RP good side, then almost everyone is running Saruman. So maybe trying to go for more damage might be a better trade-off. You're gonna lose your troops anyway, but having 150 defense, but then you're getting hit by a Saruman, not sure how good it's gonna be for you. Do you think Saruman like that are the best setup? Yes. Unless I'll give you guys a test later in the season when we start. Can't promise anything because it's gonna be like the most massive server in the game. But yes, I would also argue that potentially so there's 2 things here. You want agility. Okay, if you're running Saruman Bjorn, okay, a little bit. This is how I run my shadows and my Sarumans. They're always faster than my physical damage dealers. And in this case is, Dane and Bjorn are my main ones. Because by the time, if people running Undying and Gil, by the time the evasion wears off, you want, by round 4, for White Council to be cleansed, or else his R4 skill doesn't do a whole lot of damage. So running Saruman faster ensures me that he's cleaning up that White Council debuff, or the instances of evasion, and then those White Council buffs. If you're running those 2 together, then by round 4, then his nuke is actually really strong. I've lost before because he was before my Saruman, and by the time he hit, White Council was still there. It's just annoying. So yes, some defense with enough, above 220 focus, I think is great. But I mean, 308. I don't know. It could be crazy good. It could be. I gotta look and compare the stats, compare the the damages, the reports later. I haven't seen anybody running a 300 plus Saruman in a long time. Maybe if you go, if the damage from Saruman goes up from, let's say 140 on average to 180 on average, I probably say that's a good trade-off. 40k damage. But unless it's that, then I wouldn't. Yes, I will be running 4 PvP armies this time. Definitely. I'll show you, as we get closer to the start of the season, I'll show you guys my main 4. So, sorry, I'm hearing something outside that I'm not sure what it is. That's probably fireworks. Yeah, buddy. So, yeah. So, we're going to be running 2 main PvP formations. Likely going to be Galadriel, Gandalf the White, Saruman, and Bjorn. Second team will likely be Dane, Gandalf the Grey, now Shadow and Dane. Okay. And then I'm going to be building the other 2. And I can play around. I might, I could switch one or off, but then we still have some other ones that we want to run. There are 2 commanders that I still want to ascend, or 3 actually. I mean, there's more, but the ones that I really do, I want to get this guy ascended. I want to potentially ascend Azru Core. He's the second one. And then probably Lurtz. I just have so many items for Lurtz that I kind of want to bring him up. Have almost 2,000 items for him. I don't know. I could be switching. I could be switching, selling and giving it to somebody else, but there's not a whole lot of other commanders that I really care about bringing up and getting to Z. When it comes to T2. So, I mean, there'd be some cool ones to try. Let's see. I'll give you guys some of my ideas. Elmer would be cool to have at Z level. He is a good commander. Like I said, him. Legolas, likely. I mean, because he plays just like Shadow. I mean, the damage comparison is pretty close to Shadow and Lurtz. If I'm gonna bring those guys up, I don't see a need to bring him up. Gimli, probably not. I have Dane, basically the same. Dwallet, no, my other account runs him. Potentially this guy will be cool to bring him up. But he doesn't need Z, then again. Doesn't need Z, so no. I would like to I wish I had 1,700 items for his. I would love to see him as Z5, Z6. Have an idea for a build with him. And then Axog. He is one that I'd love to see as Z. He does. I've seen him do well. Maybe, he look, he has 4 damage skills. Yes, it's not crazy, but I've seen him doing consistent 130,000s for a T1. To me, that's really powerful for a T1. I don't think Dwalin would be doing those kinds of numbers. And then Falcon, but then like I said, Falcon in the other account is already huge, so no really need to have another one. And in the current meta, Z5, holy moly, who is this guy? I wonder who it is. Oh, it's Bear. All right, cool. Got Bone Crusher. I know this guy. Isn't he from? Okay, never mind. It's not this one. No, it is. He played in meta. Yeah, I remember that one. Yep, that's him. I didn't know he was playing in in step. Everybody going after that Saru. Yeah, Z5. Yeah, Z5 Gothmon. So yeah, those are the two teams to start with. I do want to find a way to make it successful. What's up, Noah? How you doing, man? I want to find a successful build for King of Men, Bard, Isildur. I mean, we got a pretty good build with Axog, Thorin, Helm, and who was the fourth one? What the heck? Oh, King of Men. So maybe that's the third team. Right? King of Men, Thorin, Axog, and Helm might be team number 3. Crazy thing about this is I really want to make this guy work, you know, in a good team setup. And Bard as well. So I could see me trying Bard in that team instead of one of them. Instead of who? That's a good team though to have those 4. Oh. Maybe instead of King of Man. He does give a lot of damage though in the beginning. You know, it's another, yeah, it's like 27% damage increase for his first 5 rounds. Man. New campaign notice starting July 8th. Yeah. Saruman, Bard, Sauron, and Kieran. I mean, Simon, send me it. If you can send me that as a DM, I'll try that out. All right. Send me as a DM so I don't forget. Yeah, I think Bard. There's something about Bard that I think could work. But then it would be either Axog, Thorin, Bard, and Helm. Or, you know, maybe King of Man and Isildur, somewhere around there. I mean, King of Man or Isildur, defense, double attack, and then, you know, attack increase. What's up, Gregory Goslin? With the $5 super chat, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for the update video. Soldier 84 from King. Anytime, man. Anytime. We're back. We back in this. You know, and then you got some evasion and damage. Damage reduction, but evasion. And then we have these other guys here. We have Frodo, Grey Tank. We got Gil. And then you have, what else do I have that I haven't mentioned? I mentioned them all besides Radagast. Now, this is a tricky one. This is a guy that I would love to see working properly, but I'm not sure if he will be. Honestly. Not sure. Because the other team they're going to be tested is going to be somebody running a team with Guahir. And as you guys remember, we brought these two guys to R10 so you could get their relics. And yeah. I mean, I'd have to, you know, ideally ascend Theo in order to really run him. I love Theo, but I'm not sure if I would test him. I've tested him in a previous account before, Z1, Z2 at the time, and he was doing fine. But I really need to make these high Zenith commanders work. I just have to. And so we'll see. Gotta do some soul searching here. Gotta do some soul searching and you know, double down on these commanders so we can well before the season starts, have everything set up. I don't know. We could even be, we might be able to run more than 4 PvP teams. But those would be the core ones. Yeah, although I could see myself running this guy here. The cool thing about running Undying, and potentially I'll bring him to R10 just for the sake of having 3 trees. But honestly, if you're not gonna run, you only need these 2, and then 5 point into this one, and basically 1 point into this. To be brief, you really want the evasion and a little bit of that healing, and then this is a normal attack. So if you're running Swanites, or it also forces people to run Swanites, because if you're running taunt commanders, the splash damage from these still hits other units. But Weapon Master is not a normal attack, so this is a skill. So he will hit for the first 3 rounds 2 formations, unless they're running Gale. These will still hit their units because this is an actual skill, not a normal attack. This is a normal attack. This is a skill. Okay. So I could see me running Undying instead of somebody else, because that gives me, if you've seen evil RP teams, they're able to run Undying, Sauron, and then 2 damage dealers very successfully. Note Y Council, because of the evasion, because the evasion kind of plays off as it's kind of the same thing, because you're not taking that hit, so you're just delaying, you're saving HP. Damage reduction, take less hit, you're conserving HP. So maybe I'll run, I like running teams with tanks. It makes my life easier, at least. So 1 tank, or where is it? She's 1 tank. He is 2 tanks in this team. So then maybe I can run a 3rd team with this guy as a tank, and then other people. What's up, Sanguinius? What a name. I ran him as a tank last season, and he did pretty well. Now, Isildur, if you're not hating, if you're gonna be running this team without, running into elemental damage, Isildur is still a great support / tank, because he has that skill for the evasion here, right? And he has a plus 80 of, basically a plus 80 of defense. And if you're running Swanites on this guy, it's an insane amount of defense that you get. But then, right, you have to save your own. You gotta just kind of avoid hitting physical or elemental damage. This guy is a great tank too, by the way. So we have to see. Gotta study a lot. We got the gear. We got the commanders. It's just a matter of finding the right synergy. We played with Helm, Thorin, King of Man, and Azog last season. Incredible results. Now, was that the best? Not sure, because we still, even the previous season, we didn't have. We didn't have the resources to be testing all the time. You guys remember that one. And we also ran Guahir. Guahir was doing decent results. We'll see. Mega server is definitely not the best place to test a new commander like this, but he's probably going to be the 4th lineup, if not the 5th lineup, as things slow down. We have no idea what a mega server is going to look like. So because of that, we're just going to be playing it by ear. I kind of want to run Gil again. He is also pretty good, but we'll see. It's just, there's a lot of commanders. One thing that I do, now I'm speaking for myself, being able to run an account of this size, being, limited so much by resources and barrack size, makes it much harder to run, but I do understand it helps with keeping the balance, because if I'm able to run 6 formations with enough barrack size and resources to just run them non-stop, I can be everywhere on the map. So when I see a Guahir Z16 versus another Z16, we will see. Yeah, pretty sure you're never going to see a Guahir Z16. The fact that he is a he focuses on large units, you're very likely to not see that. People running a lot of them. You got, besides me, I've only seen actual high investment Guahirs. The only other one is Trunin from OG Iron from RP. He's playing in RP now, or no, he's back in RP this season, I think. Or maybe he's always played in RP. I don't think he moved, but whatever. He has, I think he's like R14 now, R13, R14, maybe even R15 by now. But it's he's been brave. He liked it and he's running with it. But not everybody's gonna do it. We're not too far away from this bad boy right here, though. Sandra Rabos, do you think that on auto mode have big changes? The big changes are usually on autumn. Maybe. I'm hoping. I mean, I honestly think the game has been on a good pace. We've had a couple of new commanders, some pretty good updates coming up. That have come. I'm actually not sure what else in terms of like mass scale that affects every single person. I'm not sure what else, like off the top of my head, I guess, what they can change, because I feel like they want to slow down the game. I don't think they want to make the game faster. For me that's the main issue. The game is just too slow. A lot of the... I mean, let me pull up the other account. Give me a second here. Oh, I might not be able to. Because... Give me a second to try to pull in. I gotta create a code for my other one. And battery's almost dead. Give me a second, guys. All right, give me a second here. I'm just gonna... All right. We are in. What's up, Kronos? That's true. They should bring back the other factions. I actually saw, I think I took a screenshot. I saw champions as a unit you could hire from the mercenary in the game. And so they're still there. It's just you can't use them as a faction. Map changes, big changes on that. So let me give you guys, I'm show you guys the map really quick. I feel that there isn't a lot when it comes to strategy. The commander fighting. I think we all were beating on a dead horse here, talking about how you gotta improve commanders. You gotta do. Where is this guy coming for my tile? I don't think so. Four commanders. Should it be 3 commanders? Should it be 1 like 1.0? I think we're beating on a dead horse now, because it's that part of the game. It is what it is. I think they can make some commanders a little bit better, or just change them up. A lot of them are just useless. Maybe have dedicated siege teams. Maybe have like siege teams where actually they do get, if you're using all 4 of them, they get a 25% increase in siege damage. And I just give people commanders that they tile faster. If you're using this team here, like if you're using the 4 hobbits, I guess not the 4 hobbits, but if you're running 3 hobbits and another commander, Instead of 5 minutes, it's 3 minutes, the timer for you. Creating that dynamic between commanders and synergies. Because right now, honestly, it comes down to choke points and like this, just like back and forth. See who's gonna just get demotivated faster. To me, the tile system, I think, is, I'm not a big fan of the tile war in this version. Let me see if I can show anything down here. It requires, and let me explain why. What's up, Francis? Yeah, boy. Brazil in here, man. Look, let me give you an example. I don't think there's any like tile fighting right now, but I'm not gonna expose people. I mean, I guess we can go over here. I think people were fighting over here earlier. Okay, so it demands you to be extremely active for tile wars. Before I could just, I had a 30 minutes, I could tile, it just boom, take. My stamina is gone. I go back, I wait for the stamina to come back up to fight again. Now it's, you send, you got 5 minutes that people can come, and it's a draw, and then you got to pull back, reinforce, you draw. To me, just personally, what's up, Eduardo? You have a great night, my friend. We'll be hopping off in about 8 minutes here, too. The stream's going to be a little bit shorter than normal because I have to. My friend, I'm always happy to be here. But good night, Eduardo. This requires you to, it creates too many little choke points in like just nowhere that you can even, I can't send it and come back later. It's personally, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of this. There's a timer, then you go, and then somebody else comes here, and then it's a 15-minute timer instead of a 10. It just to me, it slows down the game too much. Oh, jeez. Come on, guys. You're not. I've been here. I've been monologuing for like an hour now. Here you go. Okay. I appreciate it, man. Now I understand what you mean. Right. So let's say, I come here. They're gonna take this tile. Oh, it's Eduardo. What's up, 87? And then somebody's gonna come here, and then he's gonna draw. Right. So then you got the 5-minute draw from the draw. After you got the 5-minute countdown to take the tile, right? And then so it just slows everything down, and there is no, and I guess the reason that I have issues with it is not even, it might not even be the actual timer, is there is no strategy, there's no strategical nothing here, because if I send eagles over here, to take this, let's see, this tile is red, or this one right here, right? And there's still, it's going to be a 5-minute timer anyways. So I don't know. Maybe you guys enjoy, but to me, it's just, it's slowed down the game. Everything has made the game so slow. And the passes are actually not the main issue for me. Everything is so slow now. It's just, there's like, everything is so extremely slow that everybody kind of knows that the fight will happen in just like very specific points. There is no open warfare anymore because everything is so slow. Because look, let's say people are fighting here. Boom. Now I'm gonna send somebody in the back here to surprise them. You can't. Because it's it's a freaking 5-minute to take this one, then a 5-minute to take this one, then a 5-minute to take this. Like there is no surprise element in the game anymore. It was nice when you could spend 20 minutes tiling nonstop. Now 20 minutes in game means nothing. 2 moves. Exactly, that's what I mean. Like they slowed down the game so much that any surprise element, it's just gone. oh yeah, but no, if you went to bed, you woke up with like half your territory. Yes, but now you have something to fight for, other than come in and just, oh wow, we've been fighting here for 10 days now in this freaking spot. Oh yeah, but it's a strategy game. It's a war game, guys. It's a game. Like have you guys? I watched a couple of YouTubers where they talk about realism of games and how it's ruining the actual fun of games, because everything is becoming so real that instead of you, like, for example, instead of you like playing Final Fantasy, right, and the story part of it is, let's say, 30 hours, okay, but now they're trying to make it so realistic that, like, let's say if you play Final Fantasy 7, there is the train scene, but let's say you're actually, the train that you use, actually have to build it first now. So now you're going after parts, manuscript, blueprints, and just to build the train Final Fantasy 7, to get to the first mission takes you 5-6 hours, because you gotta build it, you gotta weld it. Like our MMORPGs, they're trying to make it so real. Now you gotta cut every single wood down, and you gotta it's if you're turning every game, trying to make everything into a reality, then it does lose a little bit of the fun of the game. There are some games that do it really well. In some aspects, things are very manual, but the other things is like, no, it's like, just go and do. Go have some fun. And I mean, stay here for 2-3 days in this choke point. It to me just sounds dumb. It's just people full sending, and just kind of hoping that the team on that day has 5 less people online because they're working. Oh yeah, 5 of their big whales are not in, so we can push because we can take those other guys. It's boring. That's the big thing for me. Like, everything else is fine. Like, slowing things down. I want to slow the game down because things maybe the passes are not my biggest issue. In a way, I'm okay, because it allows every team. It allows every team to level up before the PvP starts. Because remember, before these passes, people that had access to eagles would just freaking farm everything. There'd be eagle farming, XP farming, which I think was cool back in the day. I was fine with that. But then they had eagles, second or third day. What's up, Kalen? My man. Second or third day, they had eagles. They're taking over the map, and so maps are the Gale area, not a huge problem for me, honestly. But making it so the warfare part of the game is this slow, it is like, it is a bit of a letdown, because it's essentially like here, it's just here. Look, everybody's gonna come here, and then here, and here, and that's it. And I mean, this is as an offensive feature is poor. As a defensive feature is great, because all you do now is spam tiles everywhere, right? Boom, 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 boom. Now, instead of the guys coming from here to here quickly to attack you, it pushes them back a couple of hours at least, just from the timer. And then again, if it was the old school tiling, I was fine with that, because you just you take this tile right now, 20 seconds later you take this one, and then the 20 seconds you take this one, and you're gonna keep moving, right? You're gonna waste stamina, but now you waste stamina and time. And to me, that's a big letdown. I think they should remove this. I think they should make a timer into a ring ability. That I'm cool with, So, you take tile normal. You can come here, boom, 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 because it still brings back the feeling of the 1.0 game, right? Here, not having to tile every single time to go from here to here, I think is great. Because before, you had to connect every single tile for you to move. right? So I think having this ability to go from here to here, as long as nobody takes the tile, great. But if people have taken the tile, I think the tile, there shouldn't be a timer. There shouldn't be a timer. Just boom. You come here, take, destroy the fort. The tile is yours. Or if there is a very short, just like a 30-second thing. So then somebody that's close by can then come and defend it if that's the case. But not 5 minutes, guys. And it makes it even worse when you have the ring ability that makes it 15 minutes. Come on. You know? That's one major thing I would change. Just bring back the no timer and make it into a ring ability for timers. In Rings of Power, for example. Oh, crap. Now they made it. It's 5 minutes. Darn it. So now, as you know, for the next 20 hours, 10 hours, wherever, I can't remember. I think it's 5. It might be 5 or 6 hours. Next 5-6 hours is 5 minutes tiling. You know? So, yeah, but the crazy thing is now tiles have become two things, right? It's resources, and then as a defensive point, just you spam tile everywhere, so people have to, it takes forever for them to get through. Back in the day, the connection made it for a lot of fun play. Which, to be honest, I would not mind them bringing that back. I would not mind if they brought back the 1.0. You had to connect every single tile. I wouldn't mind it. I think it was something we got used to it. Honestly, I think it'd be good. But then again, the issue with that is that requires more commanders. And then so free to play will definitely suffer this the most. And I think I prefer, I think I like the way I just explained it now. No, if the tile, there's no tile between this point and this point, you go clear as day, just go, you're good to go. If there's the red tiles in place, let's say it's here, and then I have this tile, I'm blue, and I want to take this tile, then there's no timer. It's just, boom, you take it, there you go, it's yours. That's probably how I like it. I also on community production or individual production take points that have a lot of production. There are so many tiles, we need less. What do you mean, Sandra? On your comment before that. Lack of dynamics and more things happening for sure. I mean, like I said, there's no real, there's like the map is just basically just a canvas for you to click around. I wish that using eagles was more meaningful. I understand why they did, if it's below 100, then the commanders, they lose all that stuff. But I actually don't understand why. If you're making, what's the point of having a full eagle army if you can't use it to the full extent? Why would I, especially now with recuperation, why would I make a full flying army with Guahir, for example, if after 5 moves, now all of my commanders do less damage, they have less initiative? Why would I do that? It doesn't make any sense. So I think they should change that. I don't like that. Having actual strategy behind things. If you're gonna siege, have commanders that siege, have other abilities that you can counter siege with. And of course, Rings of Power campaigns have different ring skills that you can use that helps with certain things. But if you're not playing those seasons, you don't get that. And I think you should have elements for all players to enjoy. Make into a dynamic in part of the game instead of just for some players in certain seasons. The problem of the 5 minutes is that if you delete that, the servers will die on 2 to 3 weeks. We need more deep changes. I mean, that's a fair point. But being bored, having a server end fast is better than having a server be completely empty from the beginning to the end. I think if it's at least gonna die quick, so people can look. Let's set up. Game is done. Server is done. This team already took the ring. Let's have a PvP area, right? Instead of the server is dead, but you can't do anything. And so I do agree the game could have more changes. I just off the top of my head, I don't know what they should be. Matchmaking, oh, that would be great if we had enough players to matchmake. I mean, we struggle to get 2 mega servers, one for RP, one for NRP, one for no trust issues between teams, true. But also, it's not like we have 100 teams in NRP, big thing, active. Not even when I say big, I'm not saying big whale teams. We don't have 100 full teams of people, like active teams, right? And even if we did, what's that? I mean, if we did, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be 10,000 players in NRP competitive, in a way competitive. We don't have that. We probably have 10 that are competitive. People that play, yeah, you probably have, of course, way more than that, but that are actual competitive, I doubt you have more than like 12 teams that are extremely competitive and active. I could name a few. You got Lame, Order, Toby, Bear, YUDZ. Who else? I mean, at this point, I don't know how active DK really is as a single 100 player team. Let's see. We got. I don't know how active King or the Banished are. But teams that I know of, you got Axed, you got Wind, you got Panda. It's in like 10. So it's very hard. So matchmaking wouldn't really work because you have people playing each other the whole time. In RP, I don't know. It might be even worse. What else? What are some good ideas, guys, that would make please don't give me ideas that will completely change the game. I mean, in this account, I have 6, 8. In this account, I have 8. So my main team, and these are part of my secondary team, and yeah, I got Z6 Thor in here. So 8. I mean, I'll take some more ideas from you guys. And I love some ideas, but I guess I understand why they created the fortresses need to take passes and structures. I personally think that could have been something cooler. I used to like the way that we used to do, where it was the horn of Horror, the war horn, and people knew that you were gonna attack somewhere. I think that was fine for me in the past. Okay, we're close to this, and then we're how many hours away from this? An hour away from this. What's going to be a challenge you see in the mega server? Whew. Having 4 extremely active teams and basically whale teams. Resource is going to be an issue for everybody, I think. 4 full kingdoms plus whoever else joins. Oh, the other one I think has 20. It's between 16 and 20 Zenith. So who's building this? Fearless. Yeah, it's a chunky account, that one. Making the map bigger so the tiles being capturable instantly wouldn't kill the server instantly. Maybe that could be double the amount of tiles. That could be. I don't know. I like, see, I'm with France when it comes to 1.0. I'm with Francis here. I really like the strategy behind tiling 1.0. You know, you take one road, one, path per, and then you make it through. You know, you make it all the way there. You know, and so I do miss that. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm just thinking here. What's up, Tom? You know, so without trying to say, please bring back 1.0. I'm just trying to think of what are features. Wow, they took that one and left those ones. What are features that could improve, like, for example, the tile warfare here? How can we improve? I mean, to me, it's just remove the timer or make the timer be in a minute. To me, it's just like, why have a minute in 5 minutes as a regular? To me, it's kind of pointless, you know? And so, but if you guys remember, see, this is the thing. This is what I like. I think I got reminded now just from your guys' comments. And it's about 10 days from now, Tom, the super server, the mega servers. Remember, when you took a tile, you had a 3-minute cooldown before you could hit it. You guys remember that? So I think that was fine. Never did they remove the 3-minute countdown, the cooldown? I might be, it might have passed so long since the game, played the game, that I believe that maybe they removed the 3-minute cooldown. What do you think? Guys, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think that they removed the protection, right? I know, yeah, they had the 3-minute cooldown when you took the tile, but am I wrong to think that they removed that at some point where it was like instant? When you took it, somebody could attack you right away. Am I going crazy here? Say just, yeah, you're going crazy there. All right, so you see, that's fine, You take a tile, you got a 3-minute protection. That means you can bounce people, right? And then, yeah. And then after that, you can just keep taking tiles until you get to your destination. So I think it should go back to that. I am going to be part of that mega server, Tom, for sure. Yes. Lotr, if you put down the tile taking time to 1 minute, then the marching tile should be increased too. Otherwise, it would be unplayable. Did you ever play 1.0? 1.0 is exactly like that. There was no timer. There was no, you just took stuff. You had the timer. So let's say I took this tile from Cleona here, right? And so once I took it, there was a 3-minute protection cooldown. Nobody could hit this tile. But if an army came in after the 3 minutes and he hit it and he removed my tile and the defending armies here, then there would be no timer for them to take it. They would automatically take the tile. I like that. But you have to be connected or you get bounced, exactly. So I think I'm okay with that. If somebody takes this tile and It's in the 3-minute cooldown. They get bounced. I think it was fine. It was so strategic to guard last seconds, mandatory to coordinate with the team, so send together and capture it. 100%. Man, if I started talking about the stories of 1.0, there is a team in it. This team that I'm going to mention now became a core part of the YUDZ team, or the NUDZ team at the time. There's a team called FTPW, Free to Play Wales, and they were led by a guy called Onefield. Whoever remembers this guy. And it was so cool to see. I played against them a season. It was so mesmerizing to see how their team tiled. It was art. It was art. It was so beautiful to see how they moved. It was awesome. They were so organized in taking tiles. They always leave, right? So let's see. Okay, let's use this as an example. They would always leave units diagonally on each other so they could guard each other. So let's say somebody was going to hit this. Let's say this tile was empty. You had this guy on a tile, this guy on a tile, this guy on a tile, and this guy on a tile. So if anybody hit this tile, any of these 4 guys could guard and bounce back the guy that was trying to take it. Now, if this guy here guarded, then he would be reinforcing, and then this guy would be guarding him. Or then you have another guy basically over here on this tile, or on this tile here, that would protect them from any incoming army. So if this guy was guarding, somebody came from this side, the guy here or the guy here would guard to protect them while they reinforced. It was incredible, honestly. It was so fun to see and I was playing against them. These guys moved like madman on the map. And this is battlefield strategy, right? There's a guy called Saint from Iron. He was the fastest styler that we've ever seen. The guy would be across. He'd be across. They were the dwarf team, right? So they always played Erebor. You have and remember 1.0, you had to tile one by one, right? You had to connect the tile. You see this guy spawning here in Iron Hills, and in 2 days' time, making forts, taking crossings. You see Saint 2-3 days after on this side of the map. The guy was just nuts. He wouldn't stop. And so that aspect of the game has completely gone. It's just gone. Like the strategy now is, it's you spam tiles everywhere, and then you make a straight line into somewhere so you can cut other people's reinforcements, and that's basically it. You're basically done. That's really the whole strategy, So let's say, right, I'm trying to hit this guy here, say I'm trying to hit this base, and the team is defending, right? So I'm moving here. I'm moving from this line that I have here, trying to get to here. All they have to do is take this tile here, and my reinforcement is gone. Done. That's it. Or if I'm making an offensive move, and let's say there's a bunch of forts here that they're using to, So let's say, this is the enemy. I'm trying to move south, okay? And there's a bunch of forts here they're using to, to have range. All I have to do in this case is make a line right through here, boom, and cut their reinforcement. Cut their access to their tiles, so they can't reinforce. They can do anything because now I just cut their supply line. So, but that's a cool mechanic. Yes, it's alone. That's not a bad mechanic, but the issue is the way that the tiling system works. That everything's so slow that it becomes like a boring situation, So, there's ways to make it better, honestly, but. Is this gonna bring the money? I mean, if the game was funner to play, then people they have more reasons than just bad commanders to spam. Like, look, the game is so boring that why would I put money into this? It's not just about commanders. Maybe somebody has a R10 Dane that they would like to get to Z1, or a Bjorn or a Saruman. Like, I barely played the game anyways. It's so slow. Like, why am I gonna put money into it? Yeah, that's a pretty good point, Moscow, and I have to agree. You know, the strategy now, if you push if you're strong, yes. If you're weaker, to try to hold passes. It's basically comes down to that, really. Arisha, in my opinion, if the tile is in neutral area and if you want to take it, it should take 1 minute. If the area is owned by a faction, 3 minutes can be nice. So owning areas can be strategic. But that's the thing. My issue with the timer to take tiles is that it slows the process down. People should have strategic things that does not take into the need, like the account, the need to have like just, hey, yeah, man, all you guys have to do, look, in order, let's say we want to protect, right? Let's say this is a keep. We want to protect this. All you guys have to do now before you guys go to bed is just spam tiles, because they can't get to, you know, even if you wake up in 8 hours, they can't get from here to here very quickly. It's going to take them, you can do the math, right? Look, just to get from this one, let's say they're going to take this one just to connect to me. So to create a, you know, let's say all of these are taken. It's 15 minutes. 15 minutes. You know? And so I think the strategic should be setting up proper defensive points with forts, and I think the game should have more things than just forts as a way to to defend. Maybe you should have towers that, you know, you can be, each player has access like to two defending towers that does damage to units that pass by. You know, I don't know. Look, this is just me spitballing ideas or just nonsense in a way. But I think the strategy should be more than just spam tiles everywhere, because it's going to take them hours to get here. To me, that doesn't sound like strategy. You know? At least not compared to 1.0. I think 1.0 had a better idea. France is not worth going further than R10 in most commanders nowadays anyway. Yep. Most, yes. You get a little bit more damage from, you know, from the Zenith, but is it worth it to go from R10 to Z1? Like the amount of money, 10 grand. Is it worth it? No. So you don't need to. R10 is where, that's the nice thing about the game. It's very, you know, it's, if you can even say this, you know, it's fair. Because other games, somebody spent 300K and you're fighting a guy that spent 50 bucks, $500, 1,000 to get a couple of commanders to R10. You're not even getting close. 1.0 had some commanders like that. The strategy must allow to move quick. If the game doesn't allow it to you, you can't really come up with new strategy. Exactly. It's like there is one strategy that allows you to tile quicker, but like I said, because this whole 5-minute thing happens, it becomes a little bit pointless to move quick, you know, because the nature of the game is to slow everything down. Trying to speed it up sometimes render it, you know, it will probably feel weird. To me right now, the most annoying part of the game is the diplomatic aspect of it, killing servers before day 15. Yeah, sadly, that's not going to go away. It's how games like these work. And also because there isn't enough new players coming in, you know, the leadership of the game. I think the leadership of the core teams of the game are still very old school 1.0. There's definitely are newer teams coming up, and they will as they mature, become a year-old team, you know, 2-year team. They will mature, you know. But right now, The biggest teams are, played run by OG players, and they all have their vices and their way of thinking, and they're likely not gonna change it. The game is still cool and I love it, but I miss they would give us mix of 1.0, at least in terms of movement, where everyone can contribute. I agree, exactly. I agree. I mean, there are some cool features that they've added, right? The way the rally system works right now is actually really, really cool. You don't have to be, online for the sieges, and you can still contribute. That's a pretty cool thing. But the actual PvP, and that's the crazy thing. All the PvE elements of the game are pretty good. And the issue for me is the PvP aspect is just like whenever it's about the teams clashing, I think that's where the issue is, I don't mind this whole idea of tiles where you don't have to connect anymore. It's fine. But making it so it's 5 minutes every single tile, it's just too much. If they brought it down to a minute, I think it's a good compromise. But 5 minutes, 3 minutes, I still think it's too much time. And remember, that's not considering people drawing. It's just to take the tile. We had way less actives in my S2. All we could do was defend where we could. When we would break through the crossing, we would just go through all the tiles and crossings. We could just not go. And yeah, it is. I mean, there's not a whole lot of. There's like a couple of teams in each server that can really take stuff. It could bring back Warhorn and allow teams to take tiles 1 minute per tile doing Warhorn. That could be a good compromise right there. Once you declared war, tile taking was much faster. In the downtime, I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? I could see that actually. That's a good suggestion actually, Moscow. Because remember, okay, if you didn't have the Warhorn activated, your siege was minus 70. You can still siege it. It would take longer. Now, when you had the Warhorn, you get it 100%. So I could see that being a good thing. If somebody sees a Warhorn, like, oh, they're gonna come for us, then so it's an indication that look, you need to be active because they're coming. So you have basically, I'd say no timer. It just you go boom, boom, boom. That makes people have to stay active for those 6 hours. Let's say it's a 6 hours thing, the horn, right? So or a 12. So like a lot of more like different time zones can actually participate in it. So that could be a good thing. Actually, I like that idea. Maybe you should put that in the Discord. See what people think about it. I think it's a decent idea to be honest. Being completely honest with you. Who is? Oh, here we go. Shout out here to Moon. Is Moon still in the chat here? Shout out to Moon. Moon, I just got your DM. King is a SA team that's holding down on them in this region here. So I apologize, Moon. I don't, I'm not too familiar with your guys' history as of yet. But they are a season 8 team. They're fighting down here with Bad Boy DK right here. Is it? Let's see. Yes, we got King over here. Yep, they're pushing. Well, they're pushing you, right? So where? Oh, no, okay, wait. Let me go back. I gotta go up, not down. Where's the fight going? Okay, so King's all over here. Oof, they're pushing them back. Oh, here we go. So DK is right here. But they're clashing somewhere in this region right now. There you go. You got a tile from them, a tile for them right here. Shout out to King, led by Moon. There you go. What's up, Evan? Shout out to you guys. But yeah, guys, there's a lot of things. Let's see what Luis said here. Commander should be able to evolve normally to level 50, as in the past, to balance out the weaker players with the stronger ones with full gold equipment. I don't mind that. I think it's at 40. I mean, it's kind of funny. You can PvE to 40, and then you can scroll to 45, and then you have to PvE to 50. It's like what is your end goal here? You know? If you're trying to slow down the game, why not just let people PvE till 50? Like why forcing people to PvP when you're trying to slow the game down anyways? All right, Moscow, have a great evening, brother. We're going to end here in just a minute. So I did go to 2 hours again. I appreciate you being on, and that idea is actually really good. They should remove the reporting player names thing. Everyone's name just becomes numbers. Yes, I've been hearing about this season, and look, I don't remember having these many reports of names and muting people in a very long time. So hopefully it's just a coincidence, but yeah, it's definitely not looking good when, oh man, I need a freaking, when, where's Mark? When people are reporting people, so they don't, just so they can't talk in game, so you can ruin their strategy. You're asking for certain things while at the same time doing things like this. Oh, sounds good. Deathbringer. Right here. Where is he? There you go. From Banished. There we go. Whoa, 4 seasons, man. Look at that. Into his 5th season. We got some new blood in the game. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot of people that got reported and muted, and I don't know. It feels weird, People ask for certain behaviors, but then they act a certain way just so they can get ahead. That's the rough thing about people's point of views of each other. Very rough. All right, guys. You know what? I really want to get to the gym tomorrow morning. It's been like 3 months since I've been to the gym, so I need to get to bed right now. And I got work tomorrow. But stay tuned for my link, because we're back. We're back, boys and girls. We're back to the routine. I'm hopeful that I can really, be here daily. But we'll see. I'm hopeful, but just wait for my link tomorrow, because for sure I'll be on tomorrow. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody. Just to recap, this season is, I said I was going to give you my personal opinion before the stream was over. And without exposing, why these guys are fighting them and we're fighting them, and without really going into detail, just my personal opinion of the server is extremely, extremely boring. And I understand why it is. I'm not going to be, like I said, giving reasons as to why things are, but it is just in terms of activity and PvP and, the things I like to do, or we all like to do. It's an extremely boring season for me. It just doesn't beat my very first season with YUDZ, that the server was dead. And I'm not joking when I say dead. By day 4 or 5, we fought one team that was supposedly active and strong. We fought them for 2 days. They crushed, they imploded, and then the server was dead for the rest of the 55 days. And I'm not joking. Probably the worst season I've ever played. It was the most boring season that I've ever played. And I'm not exaggerating here, guys. I remember, because it was an extremely boring season. But sadly, the season right now it's basically at that point too. Right now. Because we're not fighting anybody. We got Yeti basically fighting these guys on the east here. I think Yeti's gonna set up a defense point here, where we're gonna fight them a little bit here. But then, DK, they're all the way down over here, and we're slowly gaining on them. We'll see how that goes. But it's been pretty boring for the last week, probably. It's been like this. All right, so, basically since the pass opened, they were able to take the pass again. Funny enough. Yeah, I mean, Mark, you guys are having a good day. You're having a good time. But I am not, man. We got the pass in AP sniped again. But then we took it, and then we pushed here. You can see a lot of bases over there. And we've been moving west since. Yeah, but pretty quiet season, to say the least. All right, Evan, you guys have... I'm going to go. All right, I appreciate everybody. Honestly, I really do. I appreciate... I think we had up to like 60 people at a point, and so that's a good turnout. I want to say thank you to all you guys. Tom, Moon, Evolution, Moscow, Mark... Let's see, we got Evan, we got Luis, we got Tom, we got Luna, we got Ghost, my boy Ghost, Francis, we got, who else? We got Arisha, who else? I don't want to miss you guys. Got Joshua, got Lotr, got Gregory, we got Moon. I think I said her name quite a few times. I got Kronos, Sandra, all you guys. All right, everybody. Dalbo, Dalbo. We're just closing, man. Sorry, we're ending the stream, but we're back tomorrow. All right, take care, everybody. Have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.